If your calendar is full this holiday season, let HelloFresh save you time with easy-to-follow recipes and pre-portioned ingredients sent right to your door. Get 18 free meals plus free shipping with code ValleyCast18 at HelloFresh.com/ValleyCast18.
Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show.
Guys, welcome to the Valleycast. You know, we can't stop laughing. Can I tell you why we can't stop laughing?
Yes.
I'll tell you why, because I just read an article to the boys about how Gucci heiress Alexandra Gucci Zarini was allegedly...
Just do me a favor and just do some Kevin magic editing over what the hell he says there.
Come on. All right. Why were we laughing? Here, you can have this in there. Why were we laughing so hard? Well, because according to thegrio.com, actor Orlando Bloom pleads not guilty to assault charges, and we got a good long laugh about that one. Guys, can I tell you something that I've heard in the news lately? Can I tell you, first of all, welcome, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
This is the after Christmas episode of the Valleycast. And
After dark.
You know, we all talked about getting each other gifts and stuff, but we just haven't done that.
I have something that I can play for you.
What
but
do you
I don't
mean?
know when we want to do
play?
it.
What do you mean that you could play for
I
me?
have to share my screen.
Did you get me a cameo for Christmas?
We gotta wait.
Yeah,
Or
we gotta
video.
wait. Because we're not
Okay, we have to
do
wait.
your gift, Kevin. We have to give everybody's gift.
We gotta wait for
But
Elliot.
nobody else is going to do the thing.
Yes, they are. Yes,
It's just gonna take a little. It's just gonna take a little while. But how was everybody's Christmas? Joe?
It was good. Real quick before that, Elliot's absent today. He's in Florida enjoying Christmas with his family, and just
I'm going to post that picture.
swimming.
He sent us the most horrifying thing I've ever seen.
Swimming in some of the most like post-apocalyptic dystopian political paraphernalia I've ever seen.
Well,
Seriously.
because it looked like a motorhome or a trailer with like all this really terrifying propaganda on it.
It was all like it all looked like the NFTs that he was selling.
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy.
don't understand the we're not meant to understand this.
Nope.
But
So
I really don't understand the like Trump as like a muscular figure. Like when there's so many.
what's how he sees himself.
Have you seen those? There's like so many of those. It isn't just
I'm glad I
just the NFTs. It's like you'll just see a meme and it's Trump, like his face
All
is photoshopped on a buff guy.
Well,
and it's like, what is that? Why?
Because he's a faux like placeholder for masculinity.
Yeah.
So if he's supposed to be what is an uber masculine person, and then you actually see him, you're like, nope. So it has to be all of these like again
Fake
NFT'd
versions.
up fantasies, like weird Trump fantasies. It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. We're living in crazy times.
Yeah,
So
it freaks me out.
Christmas was good. Christmas was good. Laid back. Every year we have a blitz. It's like the days leading up to it is just a lot as a parent always.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. I wish there was snow. There wasn't, but kids were happy. They got some good gifts.
Dear Joe, growing up, you grew up with a snow. You had a winter. You had a white Christmas every single year.
Winter wonderland, my friend.
And it was a white Christmas because you would let no people of color into your home when you were young.
It wasn't me necessarily. It was more of the community.
The community, yeah.
It's parents.
That's actually not fair to my community. I'm leaning into a
racism
stereotype.
by proxy.
I grew up in a very kind community.
Of course.
Good.
We have fun here. What is a safe space? And Joe, you usually are used to the winter wonderland of a Christmas. Is this true?
Yeah, I miss it.
So you grew up. So your whole life you got a snowy Christmas.
Oh yeah, like it's such a
That's so special.
My LA Christmas experience that I've had for the past freaking 12 years. 12 years. It still feels foreign. A warm Christmas feels odd.
Dude, and this Christmas was so warm. I was in Oxnard and it was like 77 degrees or something.
We were the only place in the country. that was like this right now.
Hell
Everywhere
yeah.
else was like polar plunging.
And you know what's funny? It's always a grass is always greener situation for the people
sure
who
is.
have to be in the snow. And they were like, we wish we could get into our bathing suits and go to the beach on Christmas. And it's like, look, we both have our pros and cons of a warm Christmas over a snowy Christmas. You guys get the magic of a
what
snowy
it's
Christmas.
supposed to be.
It feels like when you think about Christmas, it's synonymous with the snow
And
being
cozy, getting all warm.
inches off the ground
Yeah.
and being by a fireplace and
You
with
get
your
Yeah.
loved ones.
The commercialized, capitalistic version of Christmas that
Damn
is
right.
shoved down our throats since we were
yes,
kids.
as Americans, for sure.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was thinking about that recently. So Christmas music inherently that we're all used to is basically jazz and it's old like Frank Sinatra era music, right? Like
Yeah.
that is Christmas music. Some things in like the recent years have broken through and we got some pop classics.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
for
yeah.
the most part, right, it's this kind of like old school jazz,
dun, dun,
lounge
dun.
singer
Yeah.
yeah.
type of song, right? Crooner Christmas.
Yeah.
Which made me think like, what if dreaming that right Christmas doobity dop? I was wondering, what would Christmas music be if, like, in the 1980s was when the crazy commercialization and popularity of Christmas exploded, like it did back in the day, which made the music of that era Christmas music? Would, like, Last Christmas be our Jingle Bells? Like,
Yeah.
would synthesizer music be our classics
bet.
that we were
I bet
listening
it'd be
to?
so.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which would be cool. It would
So
be
you're
cool.
saying that the Christmas songs of yore would not exist?
Well,
Like
let's
the
say
crooner
they-
versions.
Let's say they do exist, like all the lyrics, because they're all based off of like old Welsh
Yeah.
poems and shit. But like they became big in the 80s, and that's when they were like attached to Christmas specials
Yeah.
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
And like
right?
John Hughes movies and
So
stuff.
we'd have like Devo's Jingle Bells, and we would have Wham's
yeah.
not even
Right.
Last Christmas. We'd have Their Joy to the World, right? But it'd all be synthesizer cool shit.
Yeah.
Have you heard the the Beach Boys Christmas song?
The reindeer.
No,
That's
no,
a decent song.
Okay. Well, actually, there's a few of them. There's that.
I haven't heard more than that one.
Christmas comes just
twice
a
a
year. It's like, wait a minute. Christmas comes once a year. Christmas is like 3 times a year. Christmas
every day.
They let that one guy out of the cage every year to sing that line.
Christmas is every day.
They lock him back up. They throw the shackles on his ankles and you'll
this
sing
yeah,
next
this
year.
is the one that's like, this is the one that's like a real classic.
Yeah. Copyright, we just got a claim.
So Christmas. Damn, there's a real weird one. Is it this one? Oh no, but this one's great too. You know?
No, this is a good one. I know this one.
Someone found a lighted house.
Yeah, this is it. It's weird.
Man,
it's good, but
I've
it's weird.
never heard
Oh,
Really?
really?
that.
The wind
No.
Dude, listen to this fucking song. It's ridiculous.
It really isn't played. You're right. I probably haven't heard it since I was littler.
It's good, but it's weird. There's something weird about it.
It's not as cheery. Yeah.
with all the toy. How thrilled that someone must have been.
No, Brian Wilson, this ain't it.
And he must
Right? They tried, though.
No, that one's not it. That one's that's exactly what we're talking about. That's
Right.
That's missing the wintry wonderlandiness. It's too
Yeah,
SoCal.
agreed.
Too SoCal for me.
It's Beach Boys. You got listen. It's Christmas is once a year. Christmas time is once a year. We got it.
What is the lyric?
Christmas
Christmas comes this time each year.
That's
What's
what
wrong
I
with
thought.
that?
Is it this time each
Yeah.
year?
What do you think it is?
Christmas time is twice a year. Okay, so there.
Can you
So
imagine? Like what?
those guys are on cocaine and losing their minds. But
Poor guys.
so I want to share with you guys something really fun. Kevin, am I going to
What?
be allowed to share this?
You better.
What?
Yeah, you are. I'm only the co-host. You see.
No.
You see.
Don't you hold
You
yourself
see
back.
it.
Kevin, you're way more to
than a
that to
co-host.
us.
I'm just a co.
More
Okay, so-
than a co-host this year.
This year.
Okay, so David Wayne,
Oh yeah.
a comedian that we love, that we grew up watching, and so Stella and The State and Wet Hot American Summer and all those really good weird comedies are all come from the mind of that beautiful Jewish man.
Oh,
Happy Hanukkah to you, Mr. David Wayne. But he
God bless.
posted clips of him jamming with his friends, which I love doing, by the way. I love to jam, and if I could get more friends involved in it, it would just be a
good
dream.
jam sess.
Just a dram,
Jam band.
just a dram fresh.
Just get some Jamamine and Dramamine.
You ever
Jam it out.
You ever seen
Jam
Shresh?
out.
Remember Shresh 2 when the donkey has a dang baby?
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted to show you guys a clip of David Wayne just fucking jamming
Please.
with his friends, and maybe you guys can spot some of his famous friends that are hanging out.
YouTube.com/thevalleyfolk.
There.
If you want to see video of this, if you're
Yeah.
listening to it.
We're just
Yeah.
guess. Guess who's playing the keyboards?
Yeah.
I like this game, but that's if you have the ability
Come-
to show us right now.
Oh my God, he did it.
We'll see.
He's doing it. Wait. Oh, there we go.
Okay, it's a little choppy on our end.
It's just a lot choppy, actually.
It's I've got a still frame.
I have a still frame too.
Damn it. Zoom's been doing this.
But I hear an accordion,
I do hear an accordion too.
and if I were
But I
to
don't see
assume,
one.
It's
Oh.
Weird Al.
That's a Weird Al right
Can you
there.
guys see it?
We just
Yes.
see a still photo of him, but yes.
We are seeing a Weird Al. in
Why
his
does he look so much
natural-
older?
I was gonna say.
It's like 20 years in the
know, he
future.
looks-
Wow, that means there is a very, very like curated version of Weird Al when he goes out into like
You're right.
the
Yeah.
Hollywood public.
You know what, man?
You make-
Fuck this stupid trash.
So Steve showed us a video.
Something's wrong with my Zoom. I haven't been able to share videos without fucking crashing.
Oh, wait, did you crash?
Well,
I think he did a second.
my
but
Zoom
not-
crashed. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Dude,
Kevin
but
still had us.
But
It's
it's
still
just,
going.
Joe Latrulio's there, Weird Al's there, and Weird Al's hair's all gray. and he looks so
that's what we're
old.
saying.
Yeah.
He looks like he's got a curated version of when we see him out in public these days.
His
like
hair's
they,
always dark
I know.
brown.
He makes himself look real presentable.
they
But
do
this is,
him
when
up.
you go to jam with the boys, you go in your fucking, you don't need to look. You go raw.
Yeah.
You don't even need to shower. Owen doesn't.
I
Uh-uh.
am here for Gray Weird Al. He looked great.
Me
Great
too.
Weird
I'm here
Al.
for every era Weird Al.
They were playing Stray Cats.
Yeah, Stray Cats strut,
Uh-huh,
and they were doing
uh-huh.
like they did. Dude, they're just, and then it shows the other angle, and there's like a big TV with the chords and the lyrics on it, just like
That's
Owen
awesome.
and I do. And David Wayne's on the drums, and Ken Marino's singing, and Weird Al's just over there on the accordion. Anyway, on David Wayne's YouTube channel, you can see those if you want to watch
Love it.
them.
So good. I rewatched Role Models recently, which is a David Wayne jam.
Yeah.
Starring Ken Marino and Paul
Yeah.
Rudd and Sean William
Whoa.
Scott. And it is one of my favorite comedies.
Isn't
It's
McLovin
so
in that
funny.
one?
McLovin's in it. It's got a lot of heart. It's like a very mainstreamy movie for a David Wayne jam.
Yeah.
But it's still got so much David Wayne in it. And
I
so
know.
much
you
like
can't help it.
it's so good.
Have
It's
you
so
seen
good.
They Came Together?
Is that the romance?
It's the rom-com that's done like Wet Hot American Summer, yeah.
Whoa.
I think I watched it a while back.
It's like a send-off on rom-coms, but it's just so good. And I think it satisfies the rom-com the love of a rom-com. So if you have a loved one or a friend that loves rom-coms, but you're like, this one has a lot of comedy in it. It's very funny. It's a good compromise.
Isn't it interesting though? Like David Wayne, now that we come up with this now on the spot in the brain, like he really did.
David Wayne.
David Swain. He made he was able to make that jump like from a weird like niche comedy group to he was able to combine the mainstream feel with his style really well, where I would contend maybe a group like Broken Lizard didn't.
I agree, because they stuck to their guns and they were very much their own style and their own thing, and it was very specific. And I think that, but it's two different specific types of comedy, and I think for some reason what we're seeing right now is an acceptance, a more mainstream acceptance of like strange comedy, alt comedy, anti-comedy, whatever, what have you.
Yeah.
And
it's
I
always
think
fun to see the crossovers, right? Like who did it like pretty successfully,
Yeah.
especially with their own voice. And I think David Wayne kind of did, and so did Michael Showalter. He just
I
directed
agree.
something that wasn't even like a straight up comedy.
Dude, Showalter directs a lot of movies.
No,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
And they're very good. They're very good movies.
Wait, what did he do that was Oscar nominated though?
Just a
recently?
recent one?
Yeah, hold on.
I don't know this.
Let me look this up while still making my point. But like Jay Chandrasekhar, is that how you say his last name?
Chandrasekhar. Wait, Chandrasekhar. Yeah, whatever. You had it.
He's done a lot of directing, but I wouldn't say probably had, and I'd have to look up his IMDb to be certainly certain about it, but I don't think he had like a non-Broken Lizard type movie that he broke off and was super successful.
But David Wayne and of the same state friends, Tom Lennon and Ben Garant of the state, very good friends of David Wayne, went off to become writers of like huge movies. They wrote like the Night at the Museum movies and stuff like that, or something like that.
What was Broken Lizard? I've never even heard of
Broken
this.
Lizard did Super Troopers.
Okay.
Those cops, those like funny cops. Remember that movie?
Michael Showalter directed The Big Sick.
Oh, we did?
I didn't know that.
Shit.
And hold on, he directed
There's the Oscar nomination.
He directed The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Who's the one that directed the Smosh movie? Wasn't that one of those guys too?
No, that was like Michael Gallagher or something.
Michael Ian Black was in
it.
the first Smosh movie,
Yeah,
but then, God, oh my gosh, his name is escaping me, and I hate that it is, but you'll know it right away, Steve. Oh gosh, dang it, Bill and Ted, the other guy.
Oh, Alex Winter. That's right. Alex Winter directed it.
Yes.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
And he's directed a lot of movies and shit. I knew it was someone in the comedy world that did it.
But the other like comedy world like had his own style and maybe didn't totally find the same success, even though he's super successful. Not a judgment call. Is Kevin Smith, right? Kevin Smith created this world, was able to like exist in his, and then when he went out and did he's directed like Supergirl episodes, a bunch of CW
people
shit.
love it. People they like it. Yeah. He did like a He-Man show.
Yep.
Right. So
recently.
Anyways, interesting. Stella's great. Michael Showalter.
I have two things to say. Oh yeah, we love them all. They're all really good, funny comedians.
Bunch of murderers.
Did you guys see? I know Kevin hasn't seen Glass Onion yet. Joe, have you seen Glass Onion?
Yeah, I might watch it tonight.
Please do, because I really loved it, and
we'll talk about it.
Daniel Craig is so great, and we love him so much. And anyway, I won't talk too much about it, other than I'll tell you that I loved it. But there was an interview with Ryan Johnson recently where he said that he's quote pissed off that the Glass Onion needed to add quote a Knives Out mystery to its title. And it's funny because I was just talking to Owen about this, because we watched it the other night and we loved it and we were talking about it, and I was like, man, isn't that kind of funny? Like I'm bummed out that it's like a Knives Out mystery.
Yeah,
like,
what does that even mean? That's
what does
so
it
dumb.
even mean?
That means that the studio got scared And they were afraid that people wouldn't know what it is. But however, isn't that how James Bond went through that? James Bond movies just called themselves their own unique names. It wasn't always with James Bond attached,
Yeah, I mean,
was it?
007 eventually became part of the, like, marketing. But yeah, you're right. A lot of those movies
No, it
are
wasn't
just
all-
called...
yeah,
it
just
wasn't
the
always
name.
that way.
Just License to Kill, right?
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
upsetting an octopussy or whatever, bird pussy. What's that movie called?
Bird pussy.
Vulture placenta.
But Ryan Johnson's it's so interesting because it's like, you know, you'd think that the star power and the word of mouth, like, alone would be like enough to convince the director to let him have his Glass Onion title. And you know, whatever. But it's so stupid. People are just
stupid.
I guess people just don't want that. They want
Well,
they want to know that it's, like, connected to it or whatever, and they don't want to have to do
15
research.
years of movie making has all been franchise building, right?
Right.
It's all been like Avengers.
That's true,
or
too. That's what
Marvel,
they're trying to
or
do.
DC, or Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah,
or,
but there's another
or
way
Shrek
to
4,
do it. There's another
right?
way to do it, I think, and it's like with James Bond, dude, and like
Yeah,
you
you
know,
don't have
with
to- yeah.
James Bond. Can
I'm not
do it.
disagreeing. I'm just saying that's
Yeah.
the world in
No,
which
you're
we're
right.
living.
You're right. Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Lon Harris had a good tweet thread recently. Our buddy Lon Harris is of Honest Trailers. He does a bunch of movie world critiquing. I wouldn't say he's a critic, but he critiques the world of movies, not just movies.
Yes.
And he made a good point about how 20, 30 years ago, Margaret Robbie would have had like rom-coms and other vehicles given to her based on her just being her. It would be like, this isn't a franchise. It's not. There's not a director that's well known attached to it. It's just we can sell this movie because she's a bankable movie star. We think she can handle it, like Julia Roberts back in the day. But that doesn't happen anymore. And what she gets put into is either franchises or movies with really big directors attached. So it's not just a Margaret Robbie vehicle. It's either a franchise. It's like DC wearing clown makeup, or being attached to a big director's name, which is what is bringing people into the seats, is what the movie theaters think. So like bankable movie stars, that's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I will say a lot of those classic heroines or those classic actresses like Nicole Kidman and your Nicole Kidmans and your Kristen Stewart, but you know they couldn't think of any other names.
The Kidman comes this time each year.
But you know, there's a lot of those actors that show up in a movie. Like if they did like a new Julia Roberts movie, people would be like, "Oh, I'll go see that just for Julia Roberts for sure."
But they don't do that anymore.
But they don't do that anymore. But I think they could. I think they could with those classic actors. You know what I mean?
They would. I think they would do it in like today's ecosystem type of way, right? Like Julia Roberts, rom-com. Great! I can't wait till that's out on Netflix. But I don't think anybody's running to the theater.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. And they're also finding that, like, you know, because Brad Pitt was in that Money Train movie or whatever. Yeah, and nobody gave a shit about that movie, and I don't remember anybody talking
pretty
about
good.
it.
I enjoyed it.
I hear it's like a snapshot of like the old Guy Ritchie days of movies that kind of doesn't have a place in Hollywood anymore.
It's a fun little flick that doesn't take itself too seriously, has some pretty fun action and comedy in it.
But it's like nobody's running to see it because of Brad Pitt, you know? Like that's not... It's like I don't think that movie did what it did because of Brad Pitt, right? Like that wasn't the draw to the movie.
But I wonder, is that because is Brad Pitt just not as big as he used to be? If you said like there's a Zendaya movie coming out, I think that everybody would be like, oh, I want to go see the Zendaya movie.
But
it's
by that token, it's like no one wants to see, like Chris Pratt can't put butts in seats really right now anymore, can he?
Because he's kind of sucks now.
Yeah,
People
sucks.
don't like him.
Apparently the Nintendo folks were quoted as saying,
"Oh no,
this is kind of like, maybe this is kind of a paraphrase. I'm paraphrasing this, but apparently about Chris Pratt in the Mario Brothers movie, they said that he's giving the performance of his lifetime." What do you think that means? What do you think that means? Because it really just sounds like he's doing his voice, and it sounds like he doesn't sound any different from any other movie he's ever been in. So what does that mean?
Wow, that's amazing.
Isn't that amazing? Performance of his lifetime. Guys, there's a term that has been going around up in Hollywood lately, and they're talking a lot about it. It isn't something that is a new discussion, but for some reason it's like being talked about a lot right now. And I don't like the term. I think there's a better term for it. But I understand the frustration. But the term is Nepo babies.
Oh, yeah.
You've been hearing this term everywhere?
Nepo babies, they have famous parents. Nepo babies, they're successful because the people before them were.
When your safety net is huge and you can do whatever. You can take
Nepo
the acting
babies
classes
this time
and
each.
just live at home. When you got all the time in the world to make whatever you want. It's Nepo,
Nepo babies.
Nepo.
Babies,
But anyway,
babies,
but I
That's
don't
for,
like Nepo.
very-
I don't like Nepo babies.
You don't like the term?
No,
You
I don't
don't
like
like
the
the word.
term. I think it's stupid. I think it's a stupid term. Like I get it, but it's like they're not babies, first of all, anymore. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like we get it. They are the children of rich people. And so we're calling them nepotism babies. But they're full-grown adults, not babies. So, but the nepotism part is true. But there's this big thing in Hollywood right now about nepotism. What do you
Well,
think's
they're
going
like fighting
on?
back too.
Why is this
They're, like,
happening?
trying
they're
to
like,
say it's
yeah, they're
not-
all
they're not.
fighting each other. They're like,
Yeah.
well, you know, nepotism is this, and everyone's like, no, I don't know. And
Like,
there's
well,
the Daily
Joe?
Beast says that famous nepo babies of famous parents are saying they did it their way, but no one's buying that bullshit.
Man.
So what do you think's going? What is? Usually when something like this happens, it feels like this is Kanye's marketing team going like,
Yeah.
let's put
Yeah.
billions of dollars into Nepo babies and get the entertainment
Talking about
eyes
it.
off of
Yeah.
me for a minute. Like this seems like something that someone paid a lot of money for to distract us.
Nefarious. I see what you're saying.
Damn.
Nefo baby. Nefarious.
Nepo
Nefarious.
babies one time each year.
But like, you know, there's also other news of, and I wish Elliot was here because I want to talk to him about this, but we'll bring it up again. But there was a UFO sighting in Las Vegas over a very famous strip club, which is kind of funny, which all the comments are like, they just want to go have a good night and shit and stuff like that.
Of course.
But the videos are really cool. And there's like light reflections coming from like,
Is this
these weird-
recent?
Yeah, it's very recent. And it was like a couple weeks ago, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe. But there's all this nepotism, Nepo babies talk happening. What do you think is going on? Why is this talk happening right now? And how do you feel about it?
Do you mean outside of your conspiracy theory?
Yeah, outside of my conspiracy theory. Yeah. What do you think?
Right.
What is your thought?
Society
why
is
this
angry.
now a thing that's happening?
Society is angry. Everybody's trying to tear everything down.
Yeah.
Like, there's a definite eat the rich
Yeah.
streak that's going through.
Everyone's mad at rich
society.
people right now.
Right now, they are the perfect, and if that's the case and you want to tear those things down, that is a pillar of privilege or assumed privilege that I think is a really easy target.
Isn't it interesting that everybody's so upset at rich people right now, but then shows like Succession and the Game of Thrones show are like the fucking most popular shows ever?
Well, because that
Yeah.
shows that rich people are bad people and
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
and they
exactly.
also get murdered. So it's kind of like fantasy fulfillment.
it's like we're watching Eat the Rich content. Like
Yeah.
like this is the genre is Eat the Rich.
Yeah,
I
wish
don't know.
could
It
say
also
I cared.
glorifies their lifestyles and makes people go like, oh man, I wish I was that badass. I wish I could tell my employees to fuck off and then pull my dong out and get away with it for a few months, and then it becomes a whatever, a
Kevin,
news story.
I immediately responded, but I think I stepped on you. What are your thoughts, my friend?
Yeah,
Well, I
what do
just
you
feel
think
like
about all this Nepo baby shit?
I haven't heard of it enough. I feel like it hit an algorithm that just has taken off and it's going to go away in a few days, like everything else has.
Yeah.
I don't think it means anything more than just a trending topic.
Jamie Lee Curtis said that the Nepo baby debate is designed to try to diminish and denigrate and hurt.
And see, that's going too far anyway, too.
Isn't that interesting? It's like people are getting hurt by this.
But they aren't. unless
They aren't.
Unless Ethan Hawke's daughter Maya didn't get cast again in something.
Yeah.
What is it's not anything.
And then Kate Hudson said that she sees way more nepotism in other industries than she sees it in Hollywood, like in the dentistry world or the doctor world. Is that a good argument for? I don't think it is.
I mean, is there a positive is there an argument for nepotism in any?
Right.
Like, there's no.
Yeah,
nepotism is nepotism, right?
You're right, Joe. I think people just want to be angry at rich people.
That's what it seems
because
like.
they seem to have it easy, and they got their success was handed to them.
There's a certain
and
amount
it's like
of...
I work my ass off, and I'm still struggling out there. Who can I punch and blame that on?
But if we're also looking at a dartboard of like industry nepotism, the bullseye is 100%. Like the red one is probably Hollywood and entertainment, and then the green bullseye, like the outer ring, is probably politics, right? And everything else is on the outside of the dartboard.
Sure.
So it's like being mad at the privileged, like prestige of the Hollywood acting world is the easiest thing to be mad out of all of them.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, it's all overpaid, and it's a fantasy industry.
It is. It's all made up and make believe and
exactly. So it's easy to be mad at that, and it's also just in your face all the time. The dentist's son who got
hidden,
who got a chair at his dad's.
They're not
dentistry.
out there flaunting their Valentino outfit. And
also, out of all the fucking celebrities there are, hundreds and hundreds that we all know of, how many of them are actual Nepo
Kevin, that's a
babies?
really good
Probably
point.
more than you think.
Probably more than you think.
I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious.
But something that Jamie Lee Curtis said that I thought was really interesting was she said that she doesn't try to pretend that there weren't advantages to having A-list parents, but challenged the generalization that she or others born into famous families don't necessarily have talent. Which is kind of true, right?
I agree with it.
I agree with that too.
And also, like, I don't know. There's a lot of Nepo babies, or not a lot, but I feel like we could name Nepo babies that aren't talented like Jamie Lee Curtis is comparatively. And those are the people that maybe you could be more upset with.
But does it feel like that, like, okay, so what can we do with all of this discourse, right? Like, obviously, this is Hollywood news, which means mostly it's bullshit. And who gives a shit? And second of all, this is not important discourse at all as far as the way the world works goes. But I will say this, as long as we are a society of disgusting, degenerate creatures that run to a speed to the movie theaters or to the grocery stores or to the makeup counters to buy insert celebrity's name here product, and as long as that happens, there's always going to be the need for entertainment, right? Like entertainment will always be around and people will always want entertainment. But what I think that the argument against Nepo babies is that these kids are given more of an opportunity in the industry simply because of who their family is. So I think
life.
That's life, absolutely. So what can we do? Maybe we can start giving people who aren't the children of celebrities a chance.
maybe
more of a chance.
celebrities
But how?
need to start marrying everybody for a little while so every kid can be
Becomes-
a Nepo baby.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Can you write that down, Steve? That's a good one.
That is a good one. Can we title that? Can we make this episode titled that?
Nepo babies.
The cure to
One
nepotism.
time each year.
But everybody's upset. All the children of famous people are upset.
I mean,
Like, Kate
I've
Hudson's
thought
upset.
about it before of like if I was born into like a famous
hard
filmmaker
not
or
to.
something, like I would easily be introduced to people, but in my head I'd be like, you still have to show your worth that you can actually do something. But
I haven't
Okay.
read an article about this yet because I don't.
I haven't
care
either.
I know. I don't
at
want to.
all.
I don't want to.
But
But I'm
trying
sick
to-
of
and I'm
seeing it,
sure-
and I'm trying to figure out why.
I'm
we're
sure
seeing
there's examples out there, but I'm even trying to think off of the top of my head of like, oh God, that A-lister is only an A-lister because of their parents, but they clearly suck really bad and are bad at their craft. And oh my God, I can't believe that guy is so bad. Like, I don't have those examples because the other thing about being a Nepo baby in any industry is that you do have a leg up not only on connections, but you have a leg
Sure.
up on how to do the craft.
Yeah.
yeah.
Most Nepo babies that are successful are probably just as good, even if they're not great, as the other bullshit people that get famous because of their looks or some other shit that they did. Like, I'm not looking at Maya Hawke. I keep going back to her because I've seen her picture on some of the articles. She's good. And she had an example for 18 years growing up of two parents doing it very well and showing her how to be an actress.
Exactly.
Dick Grayson can do flips because his parents were acrobats in the circus.
Yeah.
right. Right. Or this person's a doctor because their dad was a doctor and his
Look.
dad was a doctor and blah, 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 blah.
There's a
I think
problem
it-
with
what-
nepotism in every industry. It's not
Sure.
a great thing. People should, of course, be in the
Aware
place
of
that they
it.
are based off of their skills and the time and the effort. Life isn't fair. Somebody in the comments will tell me why I should care about this more, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like at the end of the day, this discourse is like absolute dog shit.
Noise.
It's just-
Yeah.
But that's why I was like, is it distractions from Kanye? Is it distractions from UFOs? Is it distractions from Trump shit? Is it distractions from depositions and this FBI stuff? Like, who knows? It always feels like a distraction to me when I can't stop seeing stuff pop up about it. And it seems like the least important thing ever. Like, anything that ever comes up about the Kardashians is like
Yeah,
trash
same thing.
garbage news.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they might be like the biggest example of nepotism at
Yeah,
this point. But
they
even
are.
but they're even an outlier in that sense. It's crazy.
Yeah, but you know that I guess if we talk about the celebrity disease a lot, the idea that these people like the Kardashians are more of a detriment to society and to the entertainment industry and whatever and what have you. But you know, it doesn't help that every little thing they do is like huge news over here for some reason.
Every
Yep.
little thing they do is magic. Everything
Like,
they do, huge news.
It's crazy. It's crazy to see. Like, Americans love it. Americans fucking love celebrities so much.
Yep.
And I don't know, but they turn on them so fast too. So it's like really weird and gross. And how do we fix this? And I don't think there's a way to really. We just have to ride it out.
Yeah.
And because we are members of this society, and because we want to enjoy the benefits of our current society, we have to be a part of the discourse.
Amen, Steve.
Listen, if you want your iPhone, then you're gonna have to face the facts that there's some unpleasantries behind the production of that device,
And that's life.
and that's just life, baby. Deal with it.
right.
Adapt.
If you changing the subject completely, kind of changing the subject completely. If you were, let's say there was a person that you admired, your friend, a best friend, and they had never seen Lord of the Rings before, and you were going to show them Lord of the Rings, all the movies. would you show them the extended ones or would you just stick to the theatrical versions?
This is a good question, but I think the definitive answer,
Ooh, he's going with definitive. I hope I don't disagree.
is you show them the theatrical,
Yes.
because that's how we all enjoyed those movies as they appeared.
I made a
And
good choice.
There's
The
something so
extended-
magical about
The
them.
extended's too much. It's too much.
I won't say it's
some-
okay.
No,
Hold
no, no,
on.
no.
Hold
No, for the
on.
first person.
I won't say
No,
no,
no. Listen,
Who's me
listen.
behind?
No, no. You
Silence!
let me finish
Silence!
my thought. It's too much for somebody that's never seen it before because
Sure.
it's a lot to
Agreed.
take in. And if you reel them in with the first one, they're like, I love this magical fantasy world, and you get them with the second, and then you're like, oh, Return of the King, motherfucker, let's do this. 5 endings in one movie. And then they still love it. You go, guess what?
Yeah.
There's
that's
another
the move.
7 hours.
There's more.
Yeah, that's the move. Yeah, if they love it and they're like, oh man, fuck, that movie was so good, then you're gonna be like, then I'm gonna blow your mind.
What if
So let me ask you this. Well,
What if
go
that
on, go on.
person was like, this is the moment you don't want to miss, is all I'm saying. You don't want to miss this specific moment. You take them on the journey. You do the adventure. You do the fellowship. Oh my God, those 2 towers. Oh my God, Return of the King. And the guy's like, oh
There
my
he
God,
comes back.
Oh, you
My-
kneel for no one.
my word, they didn't kneel for oh, my mind is blown. Thank you
For
for sharing
Frodo.
that with me. But you know what those movies really needed? Some green fucking ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
They're still in
Well-
the theatrical.
In a mountain on a pile of skulls.
They're still in the theatrical.
Okay.
They're still
So-
in the.
I showed Ellie, my girlfriend, to the first 2, the theatrical versions. I chose that route because I thought the same exact thing. But now we need to watch the third one, and she likes them a lot. She's into them. So I'm now deciding, do I just say, let's watch a 4.5 hour finale?
No,
Damn.
no. Show her the theatrical, dude.
I'm gonna. But this is what my worry is. When I was watching the second one, after I've only watched like the extended versions for the last like 10, 15 years. I never have gone back to the theatricals. I'm like, holy shit, there's so much good stuff that is missing from this that like tells the story.
Yeah, but don't
and
you
that
remember?
made me kind of bummed out.
Totally, but you remember loving those movies coming out of the movie theater.
Yes. Yes.
This guy, what he's saying, this guy.
But I was so little.
I know, but they're really well constructed theatrical versions of, because look, God, I think that when it comes to the big picture, the extended editions are what Peter Jackson wanted those movies to be. He wanted them to be big, giant,
Huge,
long, epic movies. So to me, it's like I adore those movies. I also have not been back to the theatrical versions because those are the only ones I watch now.
Towers, there's like, it's probably only like 25, 30 minutes of screen time with Frodo and Sam.
I know, but
so crazy.
It's the perfect bite-size amount of those beautiful worlds that just leave you wanting more. And I'm telling you, man, there's no greater joy than introducing the extended editions to people who have only seen the theatrical one. And by that same token, who have not seen the theatrical versions as well.
Yeah.
I have another pitch, though. Pop in the DVD, sit down and go, or Blu-ray, go, all right, here we go. We're going on the end of this adventure. But secretly pop in the first Hobbit.
Dude, I like the Hobbit movies.
I'm
like
not saying they're bad. I'm just saying what a mind fuck that
blow
would be.
their minds and put in a completely different movie. Put in the animated Hobbit movie.
Or if you want to watch the best thing ever made.
True.
All right.
She's cracked the plates.
That's
Only
what
one time this year.
Guys, thank you for listening to today's show. We miss Elliot. Give Elliot your love on Twitter for absolutely no reason.
Twitter.
Before it all burns to the ground.
Before it all burns to the ground. Anything else to talk about?
But let's talk about that next time. I have no desire to take part in much social media these days, and having a massive douchebag in control of one of the biggest ones that was one of the last enjoyable bastions of it, and even slightly, even though it was still kind of a garbage place, has killed my want to be part of it at all. So let's talk about that next time.
I agree. And we'll hopefully, if we have Elliot with us, we'll talk about this UFO sighting that was in Las Vegas.
That's right.
My head came off.
Valley cats, valley cats.